What's up, man? My name is Chris Tedralt, and I live at the Island Vista Estates Park in North Fort Myers, Florida. Ever since I moved into this house where my future wife, my fiance, lives with her 3 kids, her middle daughter, Cynthia, who has a Asperger's and a mild form of autism, has been being bullied at the bus stop, at school, in the neighborhood, and we've taken every avenue that we've had to. I've called the principal of the neighboring bus stops because there's like 3 or 4 schools that share the same bus stop. I've called all them. They said they couldn't do anything about it. I've called the police. They said they couldn't do anything about it unless there was assault. I called the office. They haven't done anything about it. Just this past week ago, maybe a little over a week ago, we finally caught video evidence of our daughter being assaulted by more than one child in the public pool here. These kids pretty much set this whole thing up. As soon as the Spanish kid's mother was out of view, they let our dog that was there with Cynthia, Christina, Gianna, and Jaden, who were all 4 at the pool together, they let our dog out, so Christina and her 2 friends went to chase him. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. This left Cindy in the pool by herself with all of these kids. They pounced on her within seconds. She called us frantic, saying that these kids were going to jump her and beat her up, and we showed up at the pool. We called the police. We made a report. The Spanish kids that were the ones who attacked her gave a false police report, said that nothing really happened, that it was just an argument. Well, a couple of days later, we find out that the security footage shows something completely different. It shows 2 girls, at first, try to gang up on Cindy while she's trying to exit the pool and get away from these kids. And then in the video, you can see a 3rd kid coming from the far side of the shallow end, running over to Cindy with her fists in the air and a big old smile on her face. We were only able to capture a short snippet of this video. My fiance did it on her cell phone while they were playing it in the office. The office told us we could then come back with a flash drive and retrieve this video. Well, when we came to do so, they decided to tell us that they weren't going to give it to us, that we needed a police officer to come get it. Well, so then we sent a police officer there, and he just so happened to show up after the office was closed, and proceeded to tell me that he feels like the only reason why we want this video is so that we can try and one-up the other people that were involved. No, we want this video because our daughter is being bullied and abused and beaten up and slapped in the face and surrounded. These kids came to our house and tried to threaten another smaller child to hit her, or they were going to beat her up. These kids have been being martyrs and treating our daughter like crap. And she goes to counseling 2 to 3 times a week. She's got a psychologist. She's got a psychiatrist. She's on medication. She can't handle all of this stuff, especially not to mention that her dad passed away just over 6 months ago. And not even 6 months later from her dad passing away, which is just a few weeks ago, his dad, which is their grandfather, passed away. So on top of us having to pay to go back and forth to Alabama twice in 6 months, we've also been having to pay for doctors, missing work, all this other stuff. And our daughter Cynthia, she doesn't even believe that the police are out to even serve and protect her. Because this has been happening for over a year, and nothing has been able to be done about it through the schools, through this park, through the police, nothing. And now that we have actual visual evidence, still nothing's been done. Now, if this was 3 white kids ganging up on somebody else of a different color, then the equal rights would come out, it would get blown up and all this other stuff. But no, now we have our daughter who has a form of autism and Asperger's disease, who's on many medications to control her mood stabilization and all this other stuff, getting picked on for over a year, and not one person has done anything about it. She's been assaulted more than once, but because we don't have videotape of it, and now that we do have videotape, I try to get a police officer to collect it. He doesn't want to collect it because he doesn't want to start any back and forth problems. The best his advice that he could give me was to retrieve the video and then mail it to the state's attorney and see what they do with it. While my daughter just, keeps getting bullied until this happens? I don't think so. The only thing that we've gotten for a kind of response was a 5-day eviction notice. They said, I watched this video. I know that we're in the wrong because we didn't have anybody at the pool checking IDs. And plus, we didn't do anything to ensure this child's safety before or after any of this started or while it was going on. So when I tried to retrieve the video again with a police officer while they were open, now mysteriously you're telling me that there's a piece to your system that is broken, and this piece makes it to where you're not able to review footage? How does that work? Can somebody please tell me what piece has to break in your system on one of the cameras to where you can't even view your system's hard drive? That doesn't make any sense to me. And what I need to do is, she said it's going to take at least 10 days for this part to where they can review this video. I need somebody, a police officer, or I don't know what it is, a lawyer or something, to come in and try and review these tapes before the 10 days is up so we can catch them in a lie, because they have not been protecting our daughter, which is what they should be doing. They told us this neighborhood was completely recorded and completely safe. And this is the first video that's ever been able to be viewed after a year of her getting bullied at the bus stop, where there's supposed to be a whole bunch of cameras because it's right next to the office. We need help, man. I live in a trailer park. I work for the post office. My grandfather was in the service. He fought for our freedom. 2 of my uncles fought for our freedom. And my stepbrother Matthew, he's assistant to the Attorney General right now, fighting for our freedom. So I'm a patriot. I'm an American. I bleed red, white, and blue. And I don't understand why a child, my child, doesn't even feel safe for a police officer to protect and serve her. Because a police officer around here is protecting and serving the people who beat the crap out of her. YouTube, I need your help, man. Internet, I need your help, man. My number 941-539-3176. And her mother, Sarah, her number is 239-888-1885. If you are serious and you can help us, please, please do. Because we need to get out of this neighborhood very fast. And we need to bring justice for our daughter, for all of this crap that she's been dealing with for over a year. And now that we finally got evidence, nobody's going to do anything about it. And they're not even going to give us the video. And they're making sure that we don't get the video until we get kicked out of here. So what, they can just sweep it under the rug and let this little girl who has autism and Asperger's get the crap beat out of her for the rest of her life and nothing be done for her, so she feels like the world is just against her entire life? Which is doing nothing but sending her in a further downward spiral. It's making her condition even worse because she doesn't believe anybody's out there to help her or loves her at all. And this is because of our government? Our laws, or what? Is it because police are allowed to have their own opinions before they do their job? They're allowed to do their job based on their own opinion? What is this? Can somebody please give me an answer about this? Or can somebody give me somewhere I can turn to where we can take action on these 3 children who tried to keep my daughter in the shallow end while they beat the crap out of her with smiles on their face, and then lie to the police and say they didn't do anything? Please, somebody with a heart, help me. Help my daughter not get bullied anymore by these kids, and help us escape this problem. God bless.